let's welcome the NFL's all-time leading rusher to the program. He is Emmitt Smith, I believe, on Zoom.
Fake claps.
They were real claps at one point, Emmitt, when somebody recorded it.
Say that one time.
I said they were real claps at one point when somebody recorded it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but not today.
No, and you've had a lot
How
of
about
real.
this?
You've had a lot of real claps.
Emmitt.
We'll do fake
Emmitt.
claps.
Yeah, we got a room full of people here clapping for you today.
Yeah, I can see the trophies back there clapping as well.
Thanks for joining us, man. Where are you at?
I am in Michigan, up here in Ann Arbor, at the big house.
Oh, that's right. You're speaking tonight, right?
Yes. I'm up here with Emergent and the Narcan nasal spray for the campaign, the awareness campaign of Ready to Rescue.
Okay, so how did you get involved in this cause in particular? I know you've supported a number of things over the years. Why this one? Why now?
Yeah, I think I like to be involved with causes that touches me, that come close to home or hit close to home. And this is one of those that uh, I've lost a teammate through opioid overdose. My sister-in-law had a battle with stage 4 colon cancer, and during her treatment and recovery, she found herself into a couple of opioid situations where we had to get emergency help, EMTs over to help her get through that situation. So having the personal experience with it myself gives me the ability to talk naturally about it and truly how it impacted me, but not only that, but how it's impacting other families around the country as well, because it just didn't happen to me. It happened to many other families. Some families have lost loved ones to it. And so when the opportunity was presented to me by Emergent to go out and help try to curb the stigma around opioid overdoses, and I just took advantage of the opportunity.
That's really cool. I learned the phrase "addiction doesn't discriminate"
It doesn't
some
at all.
years ago, and I imagine you've experienced that from the highest of highs and seeing your family in
Right.
different situations. So the stigma, I think having Emmitt Smith associated with it is a great way to alleviate that stigma. It's a great thing
I
you're doing.
love how you described it because it does not discriminate, unlike other sources discriminate against certain things, whether it's men, women, color, whatever you want to call it, religion. When it comes down to drugs and opioid overdoses, it doesn't. It doesn't care. And at the end of the day, a lot of people are victims to opioid overdoses, and it could be something that could be eliminated or reduced. And right now, we're starting to see some good signs of it starting to curve downwardly because of some of the work that we've done over the last 3 to 4 years. And so, if people took the attitude that it could possibly happen, I don't know when or where. I just want to be ready just in case it does. And I need somebody else to be ready just in case it does, whether it's accidentally or whatever it may be. But someone's there to help me if I need it.
And Narcan is not expensive, right? You can get that stuff pretty much anywhere to keep on hand.
Yeah, it's not expensive. You can get it over the counter. You can get it through Amazon. Right now, I think you can get it for $34 for 2 sprays, and so which is 2 dosage rather. So you could utilize those things. So it's accessible, a lot more accessible than it was 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago. And wish it would have been around when we lost my buddy Mark Tuinay.
Yeah, that's a great cause. So we'll get back to that before we get out of here today. I was just telling these guys that I listened to an interview that you did recently, and it was the first time that I had heard you describing your contract situation and stopping someone and saying, "Hold up, that wasn't a holdout. My contract had ended." And I don't think people think of it that way, right? I assume you had a 4-year deal, you were 3 years in, and now it is the traditional holdout. But
Right.
you set the record straight on that a little bit.
Well, if you go back during times and still to this day, once you're labeled some way, shape, or form, which is not necessarily factual, most people think that they hear things on the radio or see things on television, that's the facts. The facts really were, in my situation, yes, I started out with a 4-year contract that reverted to a 3-year contract once I stepped foot on the football field and started any ball game with the Dallas Cowboys as a rookie. And so when I did that in the second game of my rookie season, my contract went from a 4-year contract to a 3-year contract, which meant that I could be a free agent after 3 years. This was during that time frame. And so, but during that 3-year period of time, there was tremendous negotiation going on between the Players Association and the league to come up with a collective bargaining agreement. And during that time frame, they settled on 4 years versus 3 years as being a free agent. So I was stuck in that window where I didn't have a contract, but I couldn't play, or I needed to get a new contract to get to 4 years so I could become a free agent after the end of that second contract. And in my case, they came up with this notion of having restricted free agency for about 30 days to negotiate with the other 30 teams, if you will, to come up with a contract. And if you didn't, your rights reverted back to the Cowboys or to the team that you came from originally. And so I was stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Never got an offer, which was bewildering to me.
Collusion?
Because, yeah, that's exactly what it was, in my opinion. Truthfully and honestly, if the truth was told, it was collusion. Because it didn't make any financial sense. Well, it made great financial sense to not have me in the open market, because it would have rose the price of every other athlete. Price would have risen up. Instead, collusion occurred, in my opinion, and it probably could be proven if the truth was told, that they left it to Jerry Jones to handle it and manage it, and that's what happened.
I know there's a lot of there's inflation, things like that happen, but I see college quarterbacks signing for the deal that you held out for.
Yep.
A 4 for $13 million deal.
Yep, and I'm telling people right now, man, if you want to do a class action lawsuit against the NCAA players, contact me. I'm in with you, because at the end of the day, I want to go back to the University of Florida, get as much of those 22 jerseys that they sell. I still see the 22 jerseys walking around today with E. Smith on the back. I got the Burger King card. They probably sold to Burger King. Burger King paid into it. I got a lot of stuff down there that they still owe me, and I want it back.
We might be talking with a little reparations here. I mean, a little NIL.
Reparations. I mean, they didn't already went back to 2016, I believe. That's
going.
About as far as they're going back to 2016. And I'm like, no, let's go all the way back to where I could not get a job. And if I got a job, you was putting people on 2 years probation and everything else. I remember a guy got suspended, and the University of Florida got 2 years probation because somebody paid $700 for somebody's child support at the time. And nowadays, they paying folks hundreds of thousands of dollars for name, image, and likeness. And my name and image and likeness was all over the place in Gainesville, Florida. No disrespect, but all I'm saying is I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm saying what I'm saying.
Did a booster ever walk up to you and shake your hand, and when you took your hand back, there was $100 in it?
No, that never happened. I wish that could have happened 1,000 times. No, that never happened. And I think the boosters at the time, they were too afraid to do things like that, coming off of 2 years of probation and losing scholarships. And so, and plus, being a highly recruited athlete coming out of high school, the spotlight was on me. And so I can understand why boosters did not want to run that risk, let alone do anything under the table. And so, trust me, NIL should have been around a long time ago. Remember Brian Bosworth?
Of course.
Remember what he used to say? NCAA, what it stands for? National Communists Against Athletes. That's what he said back in the 80s.
I like it.
That's what he said back in the 80s, and that's Brian Bosworth. Now, that's the same Dr. Pepper guy we see right now.
He's getting his. He's figuring out how to pay him.
But he should have got it then too.
Sure.
He should have got it back then too as well. And so, you know, people like myself, guys who have paved the way for a lot of these athletes that are reaping the benefits of the doors and the sacrifices of so many of these athletes should appreciate where the game is at now because of some of us athletes. And that, to me, that's the way I looked at the game back when I was playing and when I was coming up. I've always admired the legends that have paved the way, like Jim Brown, Gale Sayers, Larry Zonker, many others that have come down the road, down the path, and opened the door for athletes like myself to follow. And that's the way the younger generation need to see the sport right now, and glean information and motivation because of what some of these athletes have done.
The Emmitt Smith contract, of course, is a big part of the 90s Cowboys story. And then, they dealt with that in the documentary that recently came out. What was the experience of the documentary like for you, watching it and being interviewed for it?
It was cool. It took me back down memory lane. It reminded me of some things that I wanted to truly forget. and some things that I enjoyed as well. It was great to sit down and just reminisce and think about not only the things that we went through, but to revisit how we built that team and how that organization was reestablished as America's team. That whole entire process. And it's a process that I appreciate, and I talk about today in my speeches, because that whole entire process itself is some of the fundamental things that corporations want athletes and myself and many others motivators to come in and talk to them about. And it's something that I cherish, something that I would never forget. I think that process of becoming a champion and building a team and building that trust amongst your teammates, and earning the right to play at the National Football League level with the teams that I was on is something that's missed in the marketplace right now. I think everybody growing up feeling like they deserve to have this and that and everything else, but have we earned the right to be in the position of someone else? And some of us haven't. Some of us has inherited a number of things, and some of us growing up on third base versus beginning at home plate and working your way around. And nowadays, you got moms and dads feeling like they owe something because their kid has made it. And I think that's not the way to look at it. I think it's truly the wrong way. The kid didn't ask to be here, and it's your responsibility to take care of the child. And the child has somewhat of a responsibility back to you, and that is not to embarrass you. That is to continue to build upon your legacy as a father or a mother or as a family, and live their life to the best of their ability through whatever means that they can. And if they can provide, they provide at their own expense, not necessarily something that is required to be given back.
I was wondering if you could even do this, which would be describing what you would see after getting a handoff. And I say this because many people say that I am the Emmitt Smith of driving.
Yeah, he hears it all the time.
Look at the whole road. I see certain car, like even if this is the passing lane, but I could see that car in that passing lane. That's an older vehicle. Certainly there's an old lady driving. I'm going to have to go this way, and then I weave my way around. And I just anticipate what the other people are going to do, and I'm usually right. Is there anything there? Is there any analogy there with Emmitt Smith? Because it just felt like you knew you were calculating a couple of moves ahead even before you got to the would-be tackler.
You know what I would classify you as? A safe driver. You are a safe driver and a defensive driver. Even though you may be creating anxiety for someone else, but you know exactly what's going on the road. You're anticipating the speeds of other cars. Uh, you're giving them a chance to make whatever decision that they're going to make, and when they don't, you take your decision and you make it happen.
And is that what you're talking about? Because you're back there, and all of a sudden you see that hole, or
I'm analyzing
or it looks
exactly
like you're stopped for 2 yard loss.
I'm analyzing exactly the way that you described it.
Okay,
I
then you
love
would
it.
agree.
Validation.
Yeah.
You would agree. I'm the Emmitt Smith of driving.
Yeah.
Emmitt, I'm 40. I grew up here, football obsessed. So you guys were obviously heroes to me. But I always appreciated that. I don't even know if you would describe yourself this way, but it seemed like you would talk about the emotion involved in the game in a way that I always felt it. It was an idea maybe that you're not supposed to talk about that part of the game, but it's an emotional game. And the scene that I've heard you describe of coming back to Dallas with Arizona and having to stay in the lot, like, you know what I was thinking when I saw that, which was he doesn't belong there. And hearing you talk about that experience and how strange that was, it was moving for me. So I wondered if you could discuss that a little bit.
Yeah. I think the fundamental thing for me, and I think for most football players or athletes, we all grew up with the aspirations of playing a sport and playing it at the highest level. And the highest level is professional football or baseball, whatever it may be. And along the way, we look at certain players and so forth, and we try to mimic and pattern our game after certain guys. Well, the first thing that I had to recognize is that I absolutely love the game of football. That's the first thing. And the reason why I love the game of football because of the ability to play it and my ability to develop the skill set to become very good at it. The next thing you start to realize is, man, I have a favorite team. My favorite team is the Dallas Cowboys. My favorite college football team is the University of Florida, et cetera, et cetera. And when you go through that, now your love is attached to this iconic organization. Now it makes everything come complete because you have a chance to do that as you grow up. And as you go through the different rankings, you land one, which is the University of Florida, because you have the opportunity to go to the University of Florida. Now, you don't know if you're going to make it to the next level, which is the National Football League level. Once you get to that level, and then find out you're drafted by your team that you always wanted to play for. So now your love and passion for the sport exceeds anything else that you want to accomplish. It's not about the money, even though the money is part of it and you want your fair market value, but you're not playing for the money, you're playing for the love of the sport and the organization that you're playing for. So you go out there and you give it your all. You lay down your life for the organization, you lay down your life for your teammates, and you go out and you try to achieve your own level of greatness through that whole process. Well, when the Cowboys and I decided to go separate ways, um, I fell back on the first thing, my love for the sport. And I said, I can do it. No matter if it's with the Cowboys or with someone else, I love the sport more than I just love the team. Well, the reality hit me when I came back to Dallas. That was not the case. That was not the case. And it broke my heart into thousands of pieces. And I've never experienced a sadness deeper than that one day when I came back to Texas Stadium to play against the Cowboys in the Arizona Cardinals uniform. And you talking about an emotional breakdown. For the first time in my life, I had an emotional breakdown of such, and never had it before a football game before. I had some emotional breakdowns after losses, but nothing before a football game. And to go through that experience crystallized it for me because I was 33 years old, 34 years old at the time. And that's when I realized that my time has come and gone with this game. Because you cannot separate that love for the Dallas Cowboys and my love for playing the game of football You couldn't separate the two. They were one and then the same.
Did you watch the tribute video that they made for you?
Who?
Didn't they make a tribute video for you when you returned?
No,
Oh, wow.
not that I know of. I was in the locker room crying too much.
Okay. I just assumed that they had. And then
No. The tribute that they gave me was I got knocked out of the game with a cracked scapula and
Is that Roy?
A broken heart and everything else, and I lost. So they sent my ass back to Arizona boo-hooing.
Oh, man. What did you do with all the footballs that you scored touchdowns? You kept the footballs.
Yes, I did. I kept the footballs. I have a lot of them left over right now in storage. Some of them I've auctioned off so people can have a piece of history that way. I do plan on auctioning off the remaining items that I may have because I don't plan on keeping all of them at all. I don't.
So one of the things in my mind when I think of Emmitt Smith, in 2003, the Shaq Comedy Roast 2. So apparently this is before like roasts became a big thing again.
They weren't on Comedy Central and that sort of thing at the time.
But I think Shaq had a comedy roast. It was a roast of Shaq, and that was one in 2002. And then somehow he became the executive producer of this, which I guess means he's footing the bill. And then they had a Shaq comedy roast 2 of Emmitt Smith, a guy that you don't – pretty difficult to roast Emmitt Smith, actually.
Right.
But it was a funny night because you had a lot
years.
of – like that's where Jeff Ross, I think, really made his name.
Bro, it was a crazy night. I thought I was getting roasted, but they roasted everybody up there except for me.
So what a great night for you.
It was an entertaining night, man. It was crazy. Jamie Foxx was off the freaking charts.
Jamie Foxx is incredible.
Shout out Doug Williams.
Doug Williams had a really rough night, and that stuck with him to this day, from what I understand in reading on that.
Man, Jamie ought to be ashamed of himself for what he did.
Well, he didn't make Moose Johnston's life any easier.
No, he really didn't.
Troy set that one out.
I felt so bad. I mean, because everyone was not thinking that this roast would be the way the roast turned out to be. No one thought that they would be the ones getting roasted. I thought they was going to roast me and talk about me in such a way that I would laugh and remember it forever. But man, I was like, oh my gosh, this is not even about me. This is about everybody else.
Right. Like I said, I think this is before the resurgence of roasts. So I think now everybody would know, oh, this is how roasts are. You kill everybody that's up on stage, and then you do the guest of honor. But back then, like, they were trying to revive the old roast, from what I understand. And, yeah, like you said, man, like Moose Johnston didn't know what he was getting into. Somehow Troy was smart and said, you know what, that's not my game. I'm not going to show up. The Playmaker showed up. He was pretty good.
Yeah. The Playmaker was hilarious. Oh, he was dying laughing.
And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, if you search the Shaq All-Star Celebrity Roast, you can buy a DVD. It's going to have a lot of the good. It's going to have a lot of the good stuff cut out, though.
Don't do it.
You can find this on YouTube. Though.
It's a different time.
Don't do it.
It is a different time.
And leave it alone. Leave it alone. Please
but
do.
Do you remember Jeff Ross though?
Yeah, I remember all of them. Monique and all of them on there. I mean,
Monique was great.
Monique was awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. I mean, oh my God.
Well.
Hey, please, for Daryl Johnson's sake, leave the roast alone.
Let it go. Okay.
I got one more thing for you.
Okay.
Your thoughts on Nico Harrison being let go by the Dallas Mavericks? That just happened this morning.
Did it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow.
That's our thoughts, yeah. I'll leave you with this. The Aggies have a shot at this thing, don't they?
Yes, we do. We got to win out, though, in order to control your own destiny. I'll never forget, I want to say 93 season. we lose on Thanksgiving Day to the Dolphins, I believe, in the Snow Ice Bowl.
The Leon Lett game.
Yeah, and Jimmy just said, "Listen, guys, if we want to if we can just hold on for about another 4 more weeks, we'll be where we want to be at." And so that would be my message to the Aggies right now. Hold on for 3 more weeks. Focus, committed, finish the race, stay connected, stay together, and pay attention to details. Check all egos at the door. Do not get caught up in any of these antics that people trying to provoke you, people talking trash about you. Allow your work to speak for itself. Hone in and lock in. You are 0-0 right now with 3 more games to go. And plus the SEC championship game. Win out.
You going to be in
and you'll be
Austin?
where you want to be.
Will you go to that
Say
game in
again?
Austin? UT?
Yeah, I will be down in Austin.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I saw Coach this past, what was it, Friday night. I think I saw Coach.
Cool.
I ain't gonna say which coach, but the coach from the Longhorn.
Gotcha.
That good-looking guy, Sarkeesian. He and his state troopers and a couple of his guys was eating dinner at D. Lincoln Prime up there at the Star. I just had to go say hello to the coolest coach on the planet.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah, he is damn
Elko
cool.
maybe not as cool, but a great coach. A great
Elko
coach. We had
is-
different
Elko
styles
is-
here.
is a great coach. I mean, when I say cool, I mean a cool dude. I mean,
Yeah.
like, look the part. I mean, just walk.
I think he
straight
lets his
cool.
wife dress him though. That may be
Hey
a,
man, he's
a
the
note
dude
for-
that hang out. He's the dude that hang out in the hood.
He's got a pass. He's good. All right, man. Well, we appreciate you doing this. Opioid emergency preparedness, a big deal. If you have any other resources you'd like to direct people to, let us know. But
Yeah,
otherwise,
just go to Narcan.com.
easy.
And
Got
you
the
can get
domain.
more information on the program. The Ready to Rescue program is there as well. And just be safe out there. Make sure that you guys spread the word. You guys have a lot of followers as well. So, just keep this at the top of mind because we need every life. We need every piece of talent that's walking on the planet in order to change the planet.
I appreciate it. Emmett.
Real
Thank you so much. Real
applause.
applause.
Real
Real
applause.
applause. Thank you, sir. Let's get some pork meat. Have a great day, Emmett.
All right, y'all be good.
All right.
Peace out.